Good morning, crafty friends. Welcome to our Art of Planning and Journaling. This is our weekly planning session where we get to do a fun little layout for the new week. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys 3 new pages in my journaling version of my Art of Planning and Journaling insert. We have so far this month talked about, or I have shown you, this is a gratitude page. We've done a routines page. We're doing reading. I missed 2 days. I didn't do any reading this weekend because I'm painting a media room in my house. We have done activity type tracker. We've done a couple of tea essentials list, like things that you can do while you drink tea. I haven't been drinking any tea, so I haven't checked off any of those things. And then like a daily steep, a word a day. The next pages I'm going to share with you guys is the water tracker. You can use this kind of tracker for anything, but I wanted to showcase this because we're going to actually use this kind of technique today when we are putting together our layout. So I use the Faber and Castel markers. I love them because the color is really rich and really great quality. However, even though it is a water-based marker, it has a tendency to do a little bit of ghosting, and in some spots it can bleed through. So one way that I've gotten around that with still being able to add some of this bright, vibrant coloring is to use a colored pencil in the background. And I know I've talked about this before, but if you use a colored pencil and then do the tracing or the outlining with this style of marker, it acts as a barrier and absorbs the marker so that it doesn't go through the page. So if you have a water-soluble marker that you're using, that is a great way for you to kind of incorporate that. All right, the next thing that I'm going to share with you guys is my daily tracking page. And I'm going to tell you kind of how I use this one. So this is at the beginning of the month, I write my currently. So I write all of the things that I'm currently watching or currently doing. So I started the month by reading this book, Last Sacrifice. These are the shows I'm watching. Blue Bloods. I'm watching all of the old Blue Bloods so that I can watch the new season of Blue Bloods since it's the last season. Of course, I'm a huge Survivor fan. And then The Summit is on afterwards. It's very much like Survivor. So I got into that one. What's my favorite music I'm listening to? What are the things that I'm celebrating? What is something that I'm loving? Obviously, peppermint mocha creamer is something that I love during the holiday season. I love pumpkin spice, but I feel like that's only at the beginning of the fall season. Chex Mix, I make homemade Chex Mix. Making Kindness Matters bags. That order is going in for my group today. I'm also going to be making pumpkin cheesecake, and I'm in charge of Thanksgiving dinner. So I put all of those things there. However, throughout the month, sometimes those things change. Like I'm done reading this book. I finished it on the 2nd. So over here in the notes section, I like to kind of give a play-by-play of the things that I'm doing. So I finished a book on the 2nd. I also started a book on the 2nd, and I finished that same book on the 2nd. So I finished 2 books on Saturday the 2nd, and I started a 3rd book on that day. That was the day that I read for like 7 hours. I like to write what my Seahawks are doing. The election was on. What happened. There's another book. I actually wrote who won the election because this is all kinds of stuff that I am tracking, right? I started a new book. Yellowstone is back. So if anybody watches Yellowstone, you can definitely check that out. And then last night, if you are watching Survivor and you haven't watched yesterday's episode, don't look because I said who got voted out. All right. The next page I'm going to share with you guys, normally when I do this page, I color it and then it becomes a snapshot of what happens throughout the month. However, my grandmother passed away on Friday, and yesterday we got her obituary. And so I wanted to create a memorial page for my grandmother. So what I did was I went and found 8 pictures that remind me of my grandma. Her when she was really, really young, and one of the last times that I saw her, she was 92 years old. So this does not reflect on what she looked like when she passed away, but my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and so this is the last good memory I have of her before she started forgetting all the things and didn't recognize me. There's pictures with her 2 kids. She has 3, but my uncle Don has passed away before. With my kids, some of the things that she loved, this is my cousin actually, in Australia, and she loved to crochet. That's one of the things that I loved about my grandma, and actually something that I learned from my grandma was crocheting. She also, when she was younger, or when I was younger, she used to make us Barbie clothes out of crochet. And she also used to use like plastic canvas and make us like Barbie furniture. So our Barbies had like washers and dryers and 4-poster beds and refrigerators and stoves and all kinds of fun things. And that's what our Barbies did. This is her being sassy. She's actually sticking her tongue out at the camera. And then again, these 2 pictures were taken the same day, but that's her little pup. So, and then I took her obituary and I attached it just with some washi tape in here so that I could have it to read whenever I opened this up, because this is something that I'm going to be using as an actual journal. That's why I do the fun things that I do in here. All right, you guys, that is 3 more pages in our journal. We're going to finish, or I'll share 3 more pages with you guys next week. Possibly 3. We'll see. I might only have 2 to share, but we'll see what we can do. So that is this week. This week in our planning, we're going to actually do something that we've done, a spread that we've done before. I absolutely loved this spread, even though I am not a horizontal planner. But I wanted to kind of recreate it only with florals. So we're going to use this spread. The difference is you'll see is I took out the lines here and I just made it the florals going down. So let's dive in and do the things today. I've already done the stencil work ahead of time. So I utilized the flower stencil on the stencil that comes with the kit. And then I grabbed the leaf stencil and used the smallest leaf to add the leaf details. So we're going to just go ahead and dive in. I've got my Staedtler fine liner, Staedtler triplet fine liner to do my outline work with today, and just a brown color. This is number, if you need the numbers, this is number 76. With our tracing done, I go ahead and just grab my eraser and take all of those pencil marks off. I also have in the link to the description a link to my favorite bullet journal items, such as this vacuum cleaner here you have here. So go ahead and check the description to find out more about my bullet journal favorites. What we're going to do next is we are going to dive into the coloring option. Now, at the beginning, I kind of explained to you how you're going to use the colored pencils as your base for your coloring, and then you're going to include the markers on the top as the outlining. So here we go, friends. Right here, I'm going to show you that the pen and the marker do not bleed through thanks to this opportunity to use the pencil. You can still see the flower because of the way that the light is laying, but there is no bleed through with the marker, which is fantastic. And I love this. So I will go ahead and link the description to each of the markers that I used below. The colored pencils are just Crayola. You can get them at any regular craft supply or
office supply store. But I will list the Faber and Castel markers that I did use for this layout in the description. They were purchased from Hobby Lobby, but I'm pretty sure you can also get them online. I'm going to finish out this design by adding a strip of washi, grabbing a quick sticker that says to do, because this is my weekly planning section in my Art of Planning and Journaling. I opt to use this as a place to write out my weekly plans as well as my to-do list. And that is it for this week's creation. Thank you for spending time planning with me, and I will see you guys all next week.